Okay, Be'ezat Hashem, we're on Garden of Emunah. We're on chapter 10 actually. We're on page 215. So we actually more than half done with this book. Let's just summarize what we learned so far. Number one, in order to keep a woman happy, we have to emotionally satisfy her. Emotionally. Physical satisfaction is zero. We've done a lot of physical satisfaction where we buy her homes, cars, jewelry, whatever it is. But if she's not emotionally satisfied, she feels like you're the worst person on earth. And many of us have experienced this. What is this emotional satisfaction? The prime thing that he talks about is not to comment for your wife. Meaning, even if you see that she's doing something wrong with the kids, don't say anything. She's messing up, don't say anything. She's doing something which will take her hours, but you have a way to make it in 15, 20 minutes. And you say, sweetie, nicely, let me show you how to do this. She doesn't want to hear that. And all these things are gonna, build up to the point that she will hate you. Hate you. Not just not like you. She will hate you. That's number one. Number two, we have to put our wife number one. Right? Above our parents, above our children, above our learning, above our praying, above anything. Yes, in the long run, it's gonna be, what do you mean? I'm not gonna go to pray and I'm gonna, yes. In the short run, you'll miss a prayer, you miss a class, you'll miss the opportunity to whatever it is, but you will build up a relationship with her to where she will allow you and she will actually push you to do whatever you have to do. Yeah? So put her number one, number number one, that's number two. Number three, he says, without prayer, it's impossible to do all this. So you constantly have to pray. By the way, we have to insert over here that why is she doing this? Why is she doing whatever she's doing? It's in order for you to build yourself up. You are a man who comes here to this world to improve yourself and your character traits. The only way you're able to do that is through somebody who will challenge you. And we said yesterday or the day before, we said if there is no constriction, right? If there is no, what was that word he used? Resistance. If there is no resistance, you are unable to fix yourself. Why? You're cruise control. Cruise control is not resistance, and therefore she puts resistance, and therefore you're improved. Why through her? Because we said anybody else, it's gonna look bad, or you're gonna run away from them. Yeah? If it's your neighbor, you'll never talk to him. If it's your whatever, you know what? Yeah. Plus, it's gonna be public embarrassing. Here, it's in the house. Number one. Number two, you'll never run away from it. It's always there. So you'll have to confront it. By confronting it, the only way you're going to fix is not fix her. All the men, you know what they're thinking? If I only was able to fix my wife, everything would be fine. Zero. I also thought like that. Not at all. It's if I fix myself, everything is going to be fine. Right? She automatically will be fine. Okay? So, and of course he gave us various examples where people tried to do it and they succeeded. Where they didn't do it, they failed. Where they thought they were going to do it their own way by divorcing and getting married again, they failed again. You understand? So now we're in chapter 10. He says, what is a true test? He says, the main test of emunah occurs at home. Our wives humiliate us. Our children don't listen to us. He says, periodically, we have to deal with health, education, or money problems. The only way to successfully weather all these storms is emunah. One of the main factors we come here to this world is to understand Avinu Shebashamayim. We have a Father. He does everything. Whatever we eat, He gives it to us. Our health, it's Him. Our wives, kids, everything Him. And all our troubles are also Him. And therefore He wants us to realize that. He says the challenges of married life force us to live and work on our emunah more than any challenge that we face. Therefore, the correction and perfection of our character only really begins once we are married. He says a single guy cannot work on his character. Why? Who's gonna push him? His mom? He could shove the mom to the side. His friends? He can make new friends. Here, anything that you would think of a person that's single, he can just run away. He says, since single life is easy, if you don't get along with someone, stay out of the way, like we just said right now. Why work on emunah and think that Hashem wants to tell you something when you can simply avoid the person? But when you're married, you can't just walk out of the house. You have to face the challenges on a daily basis. Some people do walk out of the house. But, they don't. They first stay. And the way to cope with each test gives you a precise measurement of the strength of your emunah. You hear? Seeing our true level of emunah can be a big catalyst for change. He says, when a person changes, it shows you have good emunah. Why? Because now it's not her, it's Hashem. Meaning, if I have a challenge from my wife, and I think it's the wife, then I can divorce her, get another one. Then I can send her to the mental institution and have her fixed. Meaning, if it's from there, I'll never work on myself. But if I know it's from him, then guess what? The only way I could solve the solution is what? Is through me. Why? Because if it is if it is him, then I'll get another one. It's still him. Then I'll marry another one. It's still him. Then I'll divorce anybody but myself. It's still him. You hear? So therefore I have to work with him. So he says, in marriage, you'll build your emunah by understanding it's not her, it's Hashem. He says, when a single person is insulted, he can return the abuse without it making much of a difference to his life. He can also put on a show of being humble and respond politely, even though on the inside he's fuming and cursing under his teeth, right? When somebody embarrasses you, what? You could say, or you could be like, okay, and, Oh, yeah. You know why? Oh, very good. But that's a childish way of acting. You hear? However, it says, but when a man is humiliated by his wife or his children in his own home, he reveals his true character. He says, when your friend embarrasses you, you know what you can do? Whatever, and never be, friends with them anymore. He says, when your wife and children do that to you, now it's a test of your character. The way he reacts has long-reaching repercussions. If he has a temper, it surfaces. If he hurts anyone verbally or physically, he has to sit with them at breakfast time, at dinner time, and at any other time. You hear? He'll soon understand that without serious work on his emunah, he'll never have peace in his home. Imagine how many times we have kids that are, sometimes not properly behaved. Yeah? If we think it's that child, how are we going to act with that? You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to hate your own child. You hear? But if we know it's Hashem, now we have to start working on ourselves. Hashem, please. I know that this child is like this because I'm lacking something, and therefore you want to hurt me from this side. And therefore, who am I supposed to work on? On myself. And through that, to pray to Hashem that He, have rahmanut on my son, daughter, or whatever it is. Yeah? A single man must take care of himself only, whereas a married man must constantly be giving. He has children, he has wife, He says he needs to pay attention to his wife, listen to her, understand her, inspire her, comfort her, encourage her. To do all this, he needs tranquility and a contented soul. Something that's only possible with strong emunah. For instance, if you and your wife are fighting and you constantly are turmoiled inside, how are you going to do all this stuff? Impossible. Imagine you have 4, 5, 6 kids, yeah? You have to give attention to your kids, but you can't because you hate your wife. Hate like this, yeah? You end up hating your wife, correct? And so what happens? How are you going to give the attention to the kids? How are you going to do homework with them? How are you going to this, like this, like this, like that? You cannot because your inside is burning. You hear? He says, a single man can put on a show of being sociable and joyous, but a married man needs to have a true inner joy. Anything less, he won't be able to create joyous and relaxed atmosphere in the home. True joy is a byproduct of strong emunah. Many times we have arguments with the wife, but we're very professional. We never argue in front of the kids. You think the kids don't know? They know that on the Shabbat table, when you don't even look at your wife and she doesn't look at you for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they know exactly what happens. And then the 2-3 days that your friends like, Slatkama, you want something, this and that. So they gauge this better than you gauge this. You hear? And therefore, imagine them. It says, relationships outside the home often work on a principle of, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Yeah? Everyone acts to maximize his own personal gain. Would you do anything outside for somebody if it's not gainful for you?
No.
Mostly not. Either it's financial or somebody you know or this and that, connection. Here, he says, at home though, There must be genuine giving without ulterior motives. Unfortunately, many homes, you scratch my back, I scratch back your back as well. He says, and at home there are no masks. He says a man behaves according to his true character. If he lacks emunah, his actions will bear witness and he'll get into trouble. Sooner or later, he'll have to work on strengthening his emunah. He says, Bikitur, at home you cannot fake it. Outside you could be, Dr. Akilov, what a guy in shul. He sets up the table, he this, how are you? Shabbat shalom, everybody good. He riles people up, this and that. At home he comes, he's a tyrant.
Recording.
Huh?
It's recording now.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying no, it had nothing to do. There's many Akilovs here. You see? He says, at home he comes in, he cannot be a mask guy. Yeah, outside you could mask 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 days, 3 days. But at home, you show your real spots, as they say. He says, peace comes with emunah. Since peace in the home depends on the strength of a person's emunah, only when a man gets married does he truly starts to strengthen emunah. Now let's just first define what emunah is. Okay. You know what emunah is? Right now, if he gets up and he spills this on me accidentally, you know who did that? Not him. Because if he wasn't sitting there, he would be sitting there, it would be him. If you would be sitting there, it would be you. Emunah means Hashem needed for me to get this on myself, and therefore something in me that I have to improve. You hear? It has nothing to do with him. Same thing, car hits you, something is up with you. Dog barks, like I said 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Dog barked, is scared the sweets out of me. It's not the dog. So emunah is whatever happens because of Hashem, and it's good for me. What do you mean? How could this spilling on me be good for me? Can somebody answer that for me? How could that be good for me? Who can give me an answer? Mr. Akil, how could that be good for me?
Maybe I did something before that deserves something.
Good. But it didn't hurt me.
Humiliation.
You know how it could be good for me? Imagine right now I have a temper and he spills at me. What do? Hey, you! What's wrong with you? Что с вами? Я не понимаю. Как вы не можете нормально сидеть? That's a lot what we do with the kids, yeah? Kids spill something. Yeah, he's petir. It's okay. You know why he's petir? Because Hashem makes him petir. If Hashem wants you to be peaceful, you know what? Как солдаты они будут. You understand? No, I'm serious. A person is petir because Hashem said, I want you to be jig inside.
For education
That's
purpose,
why.
sometimes it's okay too.
What? To do that? You know how? Not the first time, not the second time. And never like this. No. Slatki moy. You know, with nice words. Bad words never will get you anything.
Why you don't
One
touch
second.
God? Why you don't touch God?
One second. Do you know that bad words, bad words are effective at this moment, destructive in the long run. Good words might not look like they're effective this moment, but they're very instructive in the long run. You think about it. We're not, 20, 30-year-old kids. We're men already, huh? It's not Chabad style. It's the way of the world. You have to do way of the world. It's the way of the world. You have to do things benachat, nicely. 1 second. Don't. 1 second. So listen to this. He said, since peace depends on emunah, we have to work on our emunah. And therefore, how do we work on our emunah? When we're standing behind a garbage truck, and he's slowly taking in and go to, you know what you do? That's exactly, 1 second. That's exactly what Hashem wanted you to do. He wanted you to be patient. And if you're doing one of this, come on, move the truck. Who put the truck in front of you? You think Hashem doesn't know you have to be somewhere at 9 o'clock? He knows 100%. And you look in the time, you're like, I can't. The other day when I left over here, I had to drive the kids. 8:40, they have to be in school. The traffic, I'm sitting there and I'm like, listen, you see, you have to constantly be talking to yourself. You know what a real man is? A real man, he knows what situation he's in. And therefore he talks to himself and he calms himself down. Like what? Hashem knows I gotta drive him at 8:40. He knows that. What? He's doing the traffic. So therefore relax. Calm down and and go ahead with it. Other guys would go crazy on this. You hear?
It was your fault. You came out late.
He said, yeah, you're right, but now I made a mistake. I realized my mistake.
That's it.
Now
That's
Hashem,
why you got into traffic.
oh, and now you're
came
gonna,
out late.
and now you're gonna be upset, correct?
It's a normal occurrence.
Oh, so Hashem says, you didn't forget, I made you forget. Yes, sir. How come 3 weeks ago I didn't forget, 2 weeks ago I didn't forget, and this week I forgot? And by the way, I wasn't smoking cigarettes, we were learning Torah. So Hashem could have made me, hop, remember, go. No. It's again, test of emunah. He says, I'm gonna make him late. Let's see how he's gonna react. I say, he thinks he's good, yeah? Let's see. And I came, I said, oh, girls, please, I'm sorry. No, Abba, don't worry. I said, no, but you're going to be late. No. We have 6 chances of, being late. And we never were late, Abba. Don't worry. So they're calming me down. I'm like, let's go. He says, every challenge at home is a test of emunah. All the difficulties, whether with one's spouse, children, neighbors, in-laws, all are a test of faith. You hear what he's saying? Every challenge, in-laws, wife, neighbors, it's a test of emunah, test of faith. He says the way to approach them all is with humility, which most of us don't have, including me. Prayer, please Hashem help me. And by applying the 3 stages of emunah that we will outline below with Hashem's help. Okay? So now he's going to apply the 3 stages of emunah. He says, Rabbi Mani once came before Rabbi Yitzchak, the son of Eliashiv, and he said to him, my wife does not look good to me. He says, because she's not beautiful anymore. Yeah, he comes to Rabbi, says, Rabbi John, my wife doesn't look good anymore. I don't know what to do. Rabbi Yitzchak asked for her name, which was Chana. And he said, let Chana be beautiful. The rabbi says, let Chana be beautiful. She became beautiful. Weeks later, Rabbi Mani told Rabbi Yitzchak that he was once more dissatisfied with his wife. Why? Since she had become beautiful, she had become arrogant. You know who I am? Красавица моя. Смотри, как я хорошо выгляжу, yeah? He says, Rabbi Yitzchak said, if so, let Chana be her ugliness again. And she returned back to herself. Meaning, let's say she was fat, and he said, listen, I can't take it anymore. He comes to the rabbi, all of a sudden Rabbi prayed, and she became nice and skinny, good. Now he says, Johnny, the Rabbi John, she's so he put her back to where she was. From the fact that Rabbi Mani was then happy with his wife. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a rabbi that said this. Rabbi Mani came to Rabbi Yitzchak. So imagine, a rabbi comes and says, I'm not happy. He says, one should return to her original state. We learned that Hashem knows what's best for us. Believe that whatever Hashem does is for our good, is called belief in the divine providence. He says, do you know why he made his wife not so good looking? Because he knew he can take the attitude of a good looking one. That's why he gave her a not such good looking girl. Why? Because when he said, she's not good looking, okay, she became good looking. What he said? I don't like her. Why? She has an attitude. So wait a second. The first one is good? Yes. Return the first one. You hear? He says, that's called divine presence. Divine providence. Whoever has this constantly is happy with his lot. Meaning, a person, he knows, why do I have a small attached house? Because that's what Hashem wants to. Why am I driving a Hyundai? Because that's what Hashem wants. Why am I only making $1,000 a week? Because that's what Hashem wants. Why? Because if Hashem wants, 3 minutes, you're making $10,000. Yeah? 2 minutes, he can give you he has ways of doing things instantly. People say, I don't believe it. I'll give you an example. He's walking down, he sees Lotto, 20 million. He's like, whatever, let me play a game. Yeah? What happened? Boom, he hits it. Could he do it in 1 minute? 100%. I know guys, they won $1 million. I know a guy won $1.2 million. I mean, I don't know anybody that won $20, $30 million personally. But I know 2 people personally, they won. You hear? So he says, thoughts of what he's missing don't bother him because he knows that Hashem has given him and will give him exactly what he needs to achieve his purpose in life. When a person thinks, listen, all I have right now, that's exactly what I need. Why? Because Hashem gave it to me. He's the one who knows everything. He's the one who created everything. What we like to do is say, почему у него такой $10 million house and I only have $1 million? I don't understand. What Hashem? Why he deserves a $10 million house and I don't? See, that's rishchor. Yes, that's rishchor. But that's a person who doesn't understand that, my friend. Hashem has a recipe for each individual. And He knows that in your body, this is for your recipe. Yeah? On the other hand, when a man lacks faith, he's full of complaints. He blames his wife and he blames others for his problem, thinking that they are the source of his suffering, and doesn't take any steps to correct him. He's jealous of others and takes no joy in what he has. He's miserable and scores 0 on the test of Emunah. Yeah? How many people we know that? I don't know, this guy like this guy like that. I can't find a job. I don't do that. Always complaining. Why? Johnny Man, who gave you all this? Who gave him this? It's him. And I don't know if you look, but there's guys, no school, don't know how to write, making millions. And there's other people, college, master's degree, this and that, very brilliant, cannot make money. Why is that? Why is that? You know why? There's one guy I know from Ben Gabriel. You know what he used to do? He used to sign his name and then give the check to the other guy. Put all the information. I can't even. He can't even write $100. He cannot. He couldn't write 100. Mamish, you could not. He doesn't know. He never went to school. Multi-millionaire. How does that happen? From here, it's only Hashem. Okay, so look what he says there. He says, this section will discuss a test of Emunah that most readers will never face. This is beautiful. Listen to this. Even so, it shouldn't be skipped because it explains fundamental principles for life in general and for married life in particular. There are principles that every married couple should know, and those who are not yet married should also learn them as part of their preparation for married life. He says, I'm going to give you a scenario that most of us are not going to be in. Bezat Hashem, we should never be in. We should never even know this. He says, the main test of Emunah is at home. When we consistently fail these tests, we can get out of ourselves into extreme difficult situation. One such situation is a phenomenon of modern times, is that of a woman evicting her husband from the home, often using civil law to do so. He says, we have now a new thing in this world where the wife says, Hello, get out of the house. 911? Yeah. My husband is whatever, I want him out. Order of protection. He says, a husband whose wife throws him out of the house must know that although it seems that his eviction was unjust, it nonetheless is from Hashem. Everything Hashem does is justified. You see? He says Hashem is the one who really evicted him from his house. If this behavior was damaging himself and the members of his family, it's better for him to be outside of the house rather be inside and further damage the people in the house.
Risk management. Yeah.
Even if he feels that his behavior was acceptable, Hashem doesn't do anything without a purpose. It's like, but what do you mean? I was a nice guy. How could she throw me out? I don't get it.
I think that would have happened.
Listen to this. He says such occurrences don't happen overnight. She says, not going to throw you out overnight. No. He says they are preceded by extreme friction and countless arguments between the wife and himself. He says first there's going to be very bad arguments. Had he worked on his emunah, had he realized, listen, what am I doing? Why am I arguing with my wife? Yeah? The situation wouldn't have deteriorated at this point. He would have been aroused by Hashem's wake-up calls long ago and repair whatever needs to be repaired. My friend, how come you didn't listen to all the smacks? Argument. You don't listen? At this point, the evicted husband must implement 3 levels of emunah. He says, you out of the house? Now, let's start working on you. Says number 1, first level. Know that everything comes from Hashem. He has to fully believe that Hashem is the one who evicted him from his house and not think any more about it. There is no place for self-blaming, or for blaming others. Anger, revenge, depression, self-pity, and all the anti-emunah, dark side emotions. With emunah, there's only one thought. This is what Hashem wants. You hear? I told you I was talking to the guy 2-3 days ago, 3 years he's not living with his wife anymore. She told him, get out. Yo. On the phone, he tells me it's her father, it's her grandparents, it's all the rabbis, he mentioned everybody except himself. At least. So I told him, I said, wait, what, it's a little bit maybe your fault? No. I did everything that I could. See, this person is mamish in the biggest self-denier and actually kofer. Why? He doesn't believe that anything happened with Hashem. Not only that, financially lost money. Some religious people apparently told him this investment and he lost the money. You know what he says? I said, you don't think that was Hashem? No, it was those people who made me lose the money. Okay. Then he buys a house and something happened to the house that he built. And what about that? No, the people that I bought it from fake me out. My friend. So where's Hashem in this picture? You hear? He says, if you do not, first level, spontam observant, you know? He says, in the first level, the most important part over here you have to do is to say, wow, okay, Hashem is doing this to me. I gotta stop and think. You hear? Because it cannot be anybody else. We know a concept which we learned here, Michtav Eliyahu, and with Avigdor Miller. There's nobody can do anything to you unless Hashem said do it. You hear? Nobody. Like he could sit down and want to smack me, but he won't be able to if Hashem doesn't want to. You hear? Sometimes he'll miss. I'll go like this, like Trump. Yeah, Trump. They did like this. Boom. What happened to the bullet? At the moment he switched, it went like that. Who was that? Even Trump himself said, God saved me. Yeah? He didn't say, wow, I'm so good that I went like this. No. He said, Hashem, he said, God is the one who saved me. Wow. A guy like this understands what that is. And yet we will be thrown out of the house. We lost money with some people. We buy a house, we lose money on it. Kids are going against us. Everybody is against you. You know what you say? It's not Hashem, it's everybody else. Hey, Johnny Kima. Maybe it's you. Have you thought about it? Maybe it's you. That's first level, emunah. Second level is to know that Hashem does everything for the best. He threw you out. He made you lose money. He made you lose more money. It's for the best. How? He should believe that Hashem evicted him from this home for his own ultimate good and for the good of his wife and children. It's a great kindness to remove a man from the whirlpool that has trapped him and given him a time out to ponder and try to rectify a situation. He says, when Hashem throws you out, he says, now you have time to think. Where am I? What's going on? I don't have my kids. I don't have my wife. I can't see. I have order restriction on it. What's going on with me? What's going on with me? He says, time for you to think, Johnny Ma. Reality speaks for itself. He and his wife were on a collision course. He hadn't listened to the hits that Hashem had sent him throughout his wife's complaints. Yeah? Complained, wife complained, this. Kuloch kar. How's that? I cannot hear anything. Since he and his wife failed to deal with their problems effectively, Hashem stepped in and separated them for the time being. Hashem can't evict his wife and the mother from the home. That's neither proper nor practical. Here, he says, so the husband is the one who was evicted. Yeah, this break in tension gives him and his wife the peace and space that they need to think about it, to do some serious introspection, to take counsel, understand, learn, and to correct their lives. In truth, Hashem has done them a great kindness. That's if they understand that it's from Hashem and what's going with me right now. Both the woman and the man, you know. Third level. Right? So first, emunah. Second, what's done for you is good. This way you can have peace of mind to try to understand, recalculate. Third level of emunah is, what does Hashem wants for me? What does Hashem wants for me? Be'emet, listen, he has no wife, kids don't talk to him, house messed up, money he lost. What does Hashem want for me? Yeah? It says now, free of the pressure and tension at home, the husband can work on himself. He can learn what his mistakes were and look for the root of the problem. He can pray about the situation and fix whatever needs fixing. If he truly repents, then the one who truly evicted him, Hashem will send him back home again. You should know, I'm talking from experience. 3 months ago, I said, I don't understand, Rabbi. What does Hashem want from me? I asked this rabbi, not this rabbi, but Rabbi Chaim. I asked another rabbi. I said, what does Hashem want from me? I'm doing everything. You know what he said? Well, only the one said. He said, you know what? Go in a room, 1 hour, 2 hours, and ask him, Hashem, what do you want from me? Help me. Give me this avenue where I can, And you know what? Mamash, after 20, no. It wasn't Rabbi Chaim. It was Rabbi Tzchak. You know, after 26 years, he opened my mind. He opened my eyes. And it's not like I didn't pray for 26 years. well, let's say 20 years. Huh?
What?
3-4 months ago.
What?
Open to this book. Open my eyes to the fact that it was all my fault.
What Hashem wants from me.
Exactly what Hashem wants from me. He wants me to break myself. He wanted me to take charge and say it's my fault. And not what everybody says. No, it's her fault. It's her mother-in-law's fault. It's the father's fault. It's my job's fault. It's because I don't have money. It's because the rabbis are no good. It's because this is no good. My friend, it's all my fault.
There is no exit.
If we right now have a business, we have a business. If we have a business, anything that goes wrong with the business, we're going to try to fix. No matter what it was. Air conditioner breaks, we call somebody. Something happens, loan we got to make. We're going to make this business work no matter what. Why should it stop with the family? I don't get it. Why are we waiting for her to fix it? No, she's got to fix it. No, what do you mean? She has no capabilities of fixing it.
Only us.
You have to find a way to be able to get into her heart and change her mind. And you know what? It's doable. It's doable. We're practicing it. You understand? It's doable.
The concept of divorce doesn't exist.
What?
The concept of divorce.
Divorce concept does not exist. It does in very rare cases, but in the amount of divorce that we're getting now, absolutely not. Let's just finish this third one. He says, one must deal with the problems while they are still small, especially with difficulties in Shalom Bayit. One must immediately apply 3 levels of Emunah and not wait for the crisis. That way, small problems don't mushroom to big ones. Yeah, the husband will save himself, he save his wife and his children tons of anguish and grief. You hear? He says, sometimes the husband feels that he's behaving fine at home and doing the best. He therefore dismisses his wife's complaints. Be quiet, you don't know what to talk. They want to do, you know? That's what usually we say. His self-appraisal is meaningless. His wife's feelings are what counts. Her happiness is his responsibility. If she isn't happy, then he must find out why and do everything about it. What's a real man? It's to figure out, number one, that's my true wife. That's the wife that Hashem gave me. She's not happy. Let me find a way to do it. Problem is, find the way to do it, it's going to be in conflict with your arrogance. And therefore, why should I tell her some nice words? I don't understand. What does she do for me? Yeah? Why should I be kind to her? Why should I send her a text saying, my love, you're so beautiful? Because she's not. She's now 50 years old and I don't find her attractive. You understand? She already had 4 or 5 kids, for you, by the way, and she's fat now. Why should I, she doesn't look good.
That's what that person's supposed to do.
But why?
Who are you? I don't understand. She had the kids for you.
I understand.
You have the babies
What
and
he
see
has
what you
to
look
do,
like.
This guy. He doesn't feel attractive.
This guy is supposed to say, wow, this is a test of Emunah.
Test him on
One
what?
second.
Force yourself?
When we finish, I'm going to tell you. One second. He says, an engineer can work hard all day to fix an engine. He may change all the parts and feel that he's done everything he should to ensure its smooth functioning. But if the engine still doesn't work, he hasn't done his job. By the same token, if a wife is unhappy, her husband still did not do his job. You hear? The husband is the engineer of the house. The husband is the master. He's the pilot. He's the general. He's the captain of the house. And he must do everything in his arsenal. Number one is prayer, to be able to make his household happy. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen, amen.